Hey everybody, welcome to the Fired Up with CJ show. We have a special treat today. We have Deepak Chopra here, and he is going to be talking about his upcoming presentation here in Seattle on April 10th. And his presentation is in the future of well-being, and he is going to be talking about consciousness. And I thought that what we could do during this interview is just get a little precursor on what that may mean. And because you're coming to Seattle, Deepak, I wanted to talk to you about technology and consciousness because as you're, and I know that you're in the Bay Area too, so, more and more, a lot of what we describe as consciousness as humans is being uploaded onto the internet. It's being on social media. Our feelings, our thoughts, our knowledge, even our senses are starting to be integrated with machines. And I just wanted to ask you, do you think it's possible for artificial intelligence to become conscious?
Yes, I do. I do believe that our social intelligence is moving to the next stage of its awakening. Right now, social intelligence through all these devices and especially through the internet right now is already a mirror of our collective consciousness. So
Mm-hmm.
what happens yesterday with ISIS or today with climate change or the weather in New York is part of our collective consciousness already, and also human behavior. So we are seeing both the divine aspects of human consciousness and the diabolical aspects of human consciousness right there on display for anyone who's interested. And of course, everything affects us. So if you experience an emotional upsurge as a result of something that you see on the internet, or you see a beheading in Syria or Iraq, it affects you emotionally, it affects you physically, it affects you biologically.
Mm-hmm.
So we are definitely, each of us right now, an expression. We're like a little wave on the sea of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
I am hoping that technology can actually facilitate more of an awakening that would lead us into becoming a better, more humane species, and ultimately lead to a more just, peaceful, sustainable, happier, healthier world.
Mm.
But it depends on us. It's not the technology. It's the technology, the mirror of our collective evolution.
Mm. Do you see a place where technology could be really where we're evolving to as human beings? I mean, maybe, more and more of us, we're being merged with our computing, our technologies. And so I often wonder whether our technologies are really the next step in human evolution. It sounds weird. Does that make sense?
Yes. No, I've thought about that a lot. I think they are, and they're unstoppable. So the technologies are a next step in our evolution, and they're unstoppable. The capacities of technology is not are outpacing at this moment our own evolution. So that's a dangerous thing.
Mm-hmm.
So some of our habits, our tribal tendencies, which go back to the Bronze Age and before, to tribal times,
Mm-hmm.
that combined with the capacity of modern technology leads to mechanized death on a large scale, leads to
Mm-hmm.
eco-destruction, leads to climate change, leads to extinction of species, and is now actually basically laying the ground for our own extinction if you're not careful.
Yeah.
There have been mass extinctions of species in the past, but the next mass extinction, if it happens, will be because of technology.
Mm. So, what do you think that means for us right now, for developers of technologies, the folks at Microsoft, Amazon, Google? What does that mean about our responsibility in developing those technologies? Because in a lot of ways, we're programming those technologies and what they think and act and behave right now. What does that mean, do you think?
We have to look at the technologies from global and even a universal perspective of consciousness. And if we do that, we actually have the most powerful tool for our collective evolution and saving of our planet. There's nothing that cannot be solved by technology, whether it's the problem of war or terrorism, the resurrection of extinct species, the reversal of climate change, creative solutions for social and economic injustice. The technology that we've created requires very creative minds. Those same creative minds can say we can use this technology to actually change the entire ecosystem of the planet. And not a single problem out there, including racism, bigotry, hatred, war, terrorism, eco-destruction. Not a single problem out there does not have a creative solution. There's a creative solution for all of them, but we have to apply the same level of creativity as we have employed to create these technologies.
I mean, the problem that
I would
see...
say there should be one mantra. There should be one mantra for everyone involved, for all the Googles and the Facebooks and the LinkedIns, and the mantra is love in action.
I think their mantra is profit in action. So just one move. I mean, no offense.
There's a lot of profit. If I could tell you that there's an economic solution for people at war in Kashmir, for both sides, I think people would say then profit and the solution come together.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
I mean, one would
include economic incentives.
Yeah.
That's a good incentive for any creative process.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is a matter of priorities, right? You know, when you're at Microsoft or Google or wherever, it's all about where you're going to get the most money for the amount of effort that you could put in, and solving some of those other problems like, you know, rainforest, all those kind of things. They're never really making, you know, they always get cut from the list.
They should. If we have a bigger picture, they would, because there's a lot of economics in that too.
Yeah.
You know, LinkedIn, by the way, I mean, if you look at what their mission statement is, it includes compassion. That's a very interesting thing. LinkedIn is one of the fastest growing networks in the world, with 2 people signing on every second.
Yeah. So what would love in action look like if you could all of a sudden talk to the head of LinkedIn or Facebook and say, this is your directive, love in action? What would that look like, be like?
It's well-being on all levels. You know, when we think of well-being, we usually think of wellness, which is important. If physical wellness is important, you know, and like right now, there's an upsurge in technologies that help you monitor your sleep, your stress, your exercise, all of that. Very exciting. But we should facilitate through technology career well-being or purpose-driven well-being or job well-being or job creation.
Yeah.
We should also target social well-being, community well-being, financial well-being, which is very important. We make that expand our definition of well-being to include all of these, and then that, you know, becomes a very creative way to make profit as well, because I can, when I come to Seattle, I hope to show very precise data on how social well-being, community well-being, financial well-being, career well-being are, first of all, inextricably woven into each other, but they relate to things like social unrest, change of leadership or quality of leadership, hospital admissions, traffic accidents. All of that is connected. And, you know, the internet is making it very obvious.
Yeah.
That everything is connected.
Yeah. It's hard because I think we have a myopic view. I mean, it's just towards money, and yes, I can agree with you. I have an intuitive sense that all those things are true, and I'm sure you have numerical evidence that all those things are true.
I do.
Yeah, I think it's hard. It's hard to move the dial, even with good
evidence. Well, then we should have a conference with all the big Seattle technology companies and, spend a weekend just talking about this,
If
the
you
future of technology.
if you commit to come, I will commit to making that happen because I am very worried.
You make it happen, I'll come.
Okay, I will.
God, you commit to that, and I'll come.
I
And
will.
we'll invite some of the best thinkers, we'll invite some of the most creative, innovative thinkers for a weekend.
I think it's really important because I think until we get the people who have the resources to invest in this stuff to really care about the well-being beyond the profit line, it's bottom
Right,
line, it's really going to
right.
be very hard. And I think it's interesting. I've seen people at Facebook talk about this stuff, and I think they understand because Facebook is all about emotions and connective and community, so they're probably the closest, as well as LinkedIn, to kind of understanding how those
Now
things are
we need a
important.
very specific, targeted action plan.
Yeah.
Love in action. That's what the weekend should be about.
Okay. If I'm serious about it. If you're commit to come, I will make that
I'm
happen.
also serious.
Okay. Okay. Good.
I'm also serious.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, uh, I
Okay.
have. Thank you so much. So I have Deepak Chopra. We're talking about his upcoming Seattle
Thank
visit and his next coming visit when he's going to be talking to technologists about how to bring love and action into computing. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
you very much.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Okay. Thanks
Bye-bye.
so much. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye. It means so much to me that you're listening to the show. I would love your support in any way by giving me comments below or to subscribe to the show or share the show with friends. Thank you again for your support. Love and blessings.